Howdy, Beefalo Bart here, and welcome to episode 10 of the Beefalo Show. A few things I want to discuss on this fine day, and for some reason there's a supply drop. I guess that's just, I don't know why, but okay. And it put the supply drop where? Not that I need it, not that I actually care about it, but I'm going to go to it anyway because I'm a loot whore. Well, it apparently did not drop it in this side over here. Why is it notifying me of supply drop? I mean, the last time it was over in this area here, but this would actually put it in the dark zone. Interesting. I no see it. So I guess I no care. Oh, right here. Don't think I've seen it do a supply drop there before. Okay. We'll go take a look. I'm game. Alright, one of the first things I want to start talking about was of late, seems like almost every video that I put up gets flagged for me to have to do a manual review because it keeps saying not suitable for all advertisers. And I've tried doing it completely PG with no bad language whatsoever. Just normal gameplay, me talking, you know, gear builds, this, that, and everything else. I have no idea where the hell I'm going. And that still, every video that I put up gets flagged from needing a manual review because it's not suitable for all advertisers. What the hell does it take? What are the guidelines? What are the rules? What dictates what is suitable and what is not suitable? Okay, I can understand if you were having some hate speech or just absolutely appalling language or, you know, something, but YouTube gaming videos, okay? They're trying to make it more difficult now to where the end annotations, which I don't use, I have one little small piece that pops up on the top of the screen at the end of the video, but I don't put like links to other videos and other stuff like that. Everything is geared towards, you know, the link for making a donation to help keep Beefalo fat. So that's the only thing that I really put there. One of the things that I've noticed is YouTube's taking a stand against trying to get everybody to be part of their partnership program. Okay, no problem. But smaller YouTube channels that have less than 1,000 views, none of that stuff actually helps channels that don't have 1,000 subscribers yet. And yeah, I haven't hit that 1,000 mark yet. I haven't hit the 100 yet. I'm getting pretty close to the 100 mark, but I haven't hit the 100 subscriber, much less 1,000. And supposedly, if your video hasn't had more than 1,000 views in the past 30 days, then you're not even eligible for a manual review. But you can request one anyway. I'm like, okay, but every one of them that I've actually gone through and selected okay, request manual review, every one of them has been accepted, and usually within 24 hours. But it's pretty damn annoying that I have to go back every video. I have to check several times a day, because I've had one video that so far 3 times I've had to go back and request a review. And we're not talking about the fact that, oh, well, I'm making so much money off of YouTube that, you know, one video won't matter. I'm not making anything right now. I mean, if you were to look up, there's different Google searches you can do that will yield information of how much YouTubers make. And you'd absolutely be surprised. They just... But yeah, some of the top channels are making some serious bank, but you know, you've got to go through an awful lot to be able to get even to where you're making enough to actually make YouTube a real job. I mean, really and truly. You know, with what little bit I do, there's just no way in hell that I could justify making YouTube a full-time job right now. Just not enough viewers, and I'm assuming that a good part of that is my own fault. I haven't advertised the channel not near like I should. You know, there's a lot of other things that I can do to increase the probability of getting more views and hence more viewers. And I've done a few of those things here and there, but there's still more that I really need to do to focus in on growing this channel viewers-wise and that kind of stuff. Okay, I don't want to sit here and bore you to death about my YouTube boohooing. But yeah, that's just one of the things that I'm facing. Every day I've got to go through and do that. So, moving on. PTS right now is where I am. And this is still PTS-1. PTS-2 is scheduled to be out this week. Hopefully, you know, Tuesday or Wednesday. Hopefully not too late into the week. You know what, I should probably go ahead and switch back to World Tier 1, but it doesn't really matter. PTS-1. This is where I've spent pretty much the entire week. Wow. Thank you for setting me on fire, Firecrest. But one of the things that we've lacked so far was the new mode, which was the horde mode, the resistance mode, or whatever they want to call it. And what that is apparently what'll happen is you'll be able to look on the map and like, okay, the Intrepid, which is here. Okay, I can click on that and teleport to that, or actually walk to that and manually enter that location and begin horde mode, or begin that particular mode. And one thing that kind of has me stoked about it is, yes, you can get in there and you'll be able to then get onto the carrier and explore around, but you're going to be up to your elbow in frickin' NPCs trying to kick your ass. So, you know, that's not much in the way of sightseeing there if you're under constant attack. So the only way you're going to be able to get into the carrier is if you're getting shot at. So I'm going to give me all these melee guys to deal with. Just want to get some explosion kills. So, no, you're going to end up having to fight your way through all these random spawns here to get to the new mode. And once you get there, it's going to be the never-ending story. Translation, there technically is an end to running that mode, and it's up to 50 stages. Most people running it solo are going to be lucky to get into stage 10. So, you know, if stage 10 is going to be difficult in solo, maybe you're good, you might get to 15 or whatever, but, you know, a well set up group is going to have a hard time being able to get through this, getting off the dock and into the frickin' carrier. You know, it's going to be so frickin' difficult that there's no way that you're going to be able to complete the mission. There's just no such thing. That being said, I don't really care for that. You know, I like to be able to go into a mission and complete it. I'm kind of silly like that. You know, I'd like to be able to say, okay, I went in there and I could use that as a farming location. Now, by completing stages, you'll get caches for completing the stages, which is good. You know, and that's part of why you would want to go in there, is for farming one thing or the other. So, yeah, we'll just have to see whenever that actually sticks its head back out and lets us see what it actually is. Well, I missed out on that mission. We get incendiary kills now. Lovely. So I'll just bait and switch, pull them back here and just set their behinds on fire. But I was kind of hoping that it would be something you could actually complete. You go through, you do the mission, hey, I beat the mission, we're done. But nope, that's just not going to be the case. Come on, there you go. Get a little crispy. So, moving on past there, you know, that's the major part of PTS Part 2, but they're also talking about testing the new movement type, and if you're not familiar with that is, or had any clue what it is, if you go into your dossier right now on PTS-1, you've got ambush mode, a global event ambush. It talks about trigger-free movement using group modifier. So I'm not sure if that's what they're talking about. You know, there's been nothing out so far to test. You would think on PTS you would be able to test things like the, I don't know, the global event and whatnot. There hasn't been any testing of the global events, and they really need to focus in on that because they're going to be releasing the global event on the 3rd. Now, here's the thing, is with global event coming out on the 3rd, you're still going to have 2 weeks or more before we see 1.8 hit live. So, what are the rewards from doing the PTS? Not PTS, yeah, the global event. Where's the reward system in that? What are the classified gear sets we're going to get from running the global event? I'll try to wait for him to get closer. So, yeah, and the past one, they brought out patch 1.7 and then global event pretty much all at the same time. And okay, so we got some new classified gear sets we can farm for. Are they going to give us 3 more classified gear sets? If so, which ones are they going to give us? I mean, there's been no talk about that whatsoever to say what's the point of farming the global event caches. I've been trying to talk about getting gear sets prepared for 1.8 and for global event, because I figured they'll probably put 1.8 out first and then do the global event, but it's going to be the opposite way around. With it being the opposite way around, again, part of PTS-2 that's going to be coming out after the global event's already started is they're going to be doing more tweaks on the gear sets. Like the Tacticians, where there's only 5-piece, and I believe Alpha Bridge, where there's only a 5-piece. They're going to fix and implement the 6-piece bonuses for those 2 armor sets. So the build that I set up with the Tactician right now is going to change again, because we'll be able to get a 6-piece bonus. And I'm still probably not going to give a damn about Alpha Bridge. So it would have to be something really special for me to look at and jump into that. You know, I played around with some of the other ones, and for, you know, just a good general solo build, I'm going to say my top 3 are going to be the Tactician, the Firecrest, and the Nomad, following closely with the frontline armor set. You know, those are going to be probably the best overall 4 for solo grind. And apparently they're going to bring out also the Reclaimer, Striker, and Sentry classified gear sets as well. So we should see those on PTS-2, if not actually seeing them on the global event, which would be kind of nice. The 6-piece Reclaimer, I'm not sure if anybody saw it from the previous round of testing for 1.7, but they had the 6-piece Reclaimer set, and the 6th piece wasn't really extravagant, but what essentially that did was, if an NPC destroyed your box, your med station, if it got destroyed, there was a specific chance for it to have no cooldown for putting it back out again. So if you're running, you know, one of these missions, or, you know, what have you, and, you know, you get wiped, you know, your team's too far away, or what have you, not having a med station down is really important. But you set that med station down, and you're in cover, but your med station is set up near where your guys are actually working, and you're safe. NPCs take out your med station, there's a chance that you can instantly just throw it back out again. So I guess that's kind of nice. But you look at certain missions where, like Napalm Legendary, you run that, and when you go to, will be the 3rd stage, I would assume, where you go up on those scaffolding and you get ready for the grenade spam. If you've got one good Reclaimer build, or at least one good healer build with you, preferably the Reclaimer build, and at least one good person with, I would say, Final Measure, if not 2, because if you're running 2 Final Measures and they're the ones that are sitting there doing the DPS, but catching the grenades that get thrown at them, that's going to help prevent them from getting killed by the absolute obnoxious grenade spam. I mean, it's like when the supply drop earlier this week on PTS was over in a section over here. Whenever you got close to it, I mean, you went to try to take out the guys, a bunch of LMB, there were at least 5, if not 6, NPCs with grenade launchers that were just, I mean, you try to move, you poke your head out one time, and you've got 5 or 6 grenades being launched at you at the same time. You see those red circles pop up, and you just really, it's hard to do anything. You know, thankfully I had, you know, good Seeker mines with a good Seeker build, and I didn't have to keep sticking my head out. I can just keep throwing the Seekers out. But damn, I mean, at what point do we need to say enough is enough with the grenade spam? So now whenever we're doing the new horde mode, I mean, they can call it whatever they want, resistance mode, it's a horde mode. And when you're facing essentially never-ending streams of bad guys, what happens if that particular spawn just happens to be grenadiers and they're just spamming grenades left and right? That's going to cause a wipe. I'm sorry. I mean, you can only handle so many grenades being thrown at you at one time. So, it kind of sucks. In fact, since I am streaming right now, let's actually see if there's anybody even in this game right now. A lot of people have actually pretty much given up on PTS right now because of the fact that PTS-2 is coming out later this week, or in the middle of next week, and you know, the global event's coming up. People are trying to get ready for the global event, but part of the global event, I would have assumed having the patch come out first and then the global event after that. Well, the whole thing was to farm exotic gear caches, and yes, right now you could be farming exotic gear caches to get ready for 1.8. That's still a good option, something you need to do, because once you get the 1.8 onto the live servers, you get in there, and if you have 30 exotic caches, then you hold a pretty good chance of actually being able to get in and get some of the new guns, or maybe even some of the new classified gear set pretty quickly. So yeah, it's not a bad idea to do that for 1.8, but the biggest thing that I had consideration for, and I wanted to see 100% sure what was going to come first, global event or 1.8, because I have a frontline gear set on one of my characters on the live servers that is pretty good, and I have a tactician's build that's pretty good for seekers and for turrets. And between either of those two, now if it's going to be global event assault mode, then I'm going to run the frontline armor set with a good high capacity SMG, which like to be the PP-19, or maybe even a Tommy gun, but primarily probably going to be the PP-19 because of the magazine size. And there's the battle back and forth is with that frontline armor set. If it was still in 1.7, then the way you get the shield health is by having high skill power, but in 1.8 it's by having high stamina. So I had to be sure which one was going to be the patch that was going to be on the live servers when the global event hit, and it appears that it's still going to be 1.7.1. so my gear builds are good to go. I would say during PTS-2 I'm going to refine the builds that I have now, and it'll be a little bit more helpful on PTS-2 because they're going to implement something called the cache. And right now, if you need to get your credits up, which to be able to max roll, you need Division Tech. And you'll be able to come over here to the vendor, scroll down, and there will be a new item right here where the exotic cache is. Right now, you can just get exotic caches and get your Division Tech from there. But you'll be able to open up a cache, and it's going to be loaded with Division Tech only. So for you to be able to do a 100% gear build, you'll be able to get whatever gear set you want, come over here, spec it however you want to, and then hit the optimization station and god roll it. So yeah, it'll be a lot easier to set up and test the gear sets on the PTS-2, so I'm looking forward to that, because I'm pretty sure they're probably going to do a wipe. They should. And because, you know, the big Alejandro, that's getting nerfed. It was going to happen. You knew it had to happen. It was just too good of a weapon to not nerf. I mean, even with a terrible, terrible firearms roll, especially like this right here. Okay, this is low numbers here, but I'll come out here and just see if I can find something really quickly. Gotta hit that slow down crap. You walk through the damn thing. But the rate of fire that's gun is so freaking high that for a Firecrest build, this is the perfect weapon. High rate of fire. And with the proc of having a chance to set targets on fire with each bullet. Look at that, I just blew up one, set him on fire, and ended up taking out the other guy next to him. I am on a Firecrest build with over 10k on electronics. And yes, I'm having to shoot a lot of bullets, because I'm missing a lot, but... And those are relatively low numbers, but they increase the longer you're shooting at somebody. And on top of that, with the fact that once you set them on fire by using the proc on Firecrest, you're going to get more damage because of the fact that they're on fire. So yeah, I mean, it's just, it turns to where your weapon is absolutely not a worthless hunk of metal. It's no longer just a decoration. I mean, I can switch over to, here's the PP-19. And it'll work. It lacks the accuracy and usability at longer ranges, especially for this build. But if their targets are closer up, then it won't be a problem. Except for whenever you set the damn guys on fire and you're in that burn radius. But you get the idea. And that's the downside of it, is if you are that close, then you always have that risk that you're going to set yourself on fire by killing these guys. So you guys burn. Well, the bonus is for kills within 10 meters. And by doing so, I'm setting myself on fire. Yeah, there's going to be some definite tweaks on the weapons and the talents and the gear sets. A lot of the stuff is going to be retweaked for PTS-2. So, right now, there's nothing serious to do on PTS-2. So for those that just want to come over here and just screw around, that's about all you can hope for. You do want to get prepared for the global event. And that's something that you should be thinking about right now, is a global event. If you're not already prepared with a good tanky armor set where you can actually put yourself in harm's way and get close to the spawns. The closer you are, you get within, I'm going to assume within 10 meters, but it may even be closer. Whenever you're in close proximity to the NPC, you're going to get a huge bonus to your damage dealt. However, also the NPCs, when they're farther away, the farther they are away, the higher the damage buff they get. So they get basically a sniping buff, and you get a close range buff. So you want like the frontline armor set or Hellacious Tactician set with a shield and a pistol or what have you. You're going to want survivability at that point, maybe a really good nomad set. Survivability and firepower. So the route that I'm going is going to be with the lazy roll of the Tactician's build as a holy crap just in case, but a frontline armor set is probably going to be your best bet for the, and this is again for the casual gaming experience. Excuse me, why in the hell did you come up here with me? And you're awful close to my backside here, bruh. Don't be getting fresh. Yeah, you better get down. Getting all up on my bunkie like you know me or something. You didn't even want to buy me dinner. You didn't even bring my ass a damn Snickers bar. Get the hell on. So, I have my gear set ready for the global event Assault. So that's why I'm not over right now on the live servers panicking trying to get my armor set up. I have 2 gear sets that are working as intended in 1.7.1 and will maximize my damage with the least amount of effort. So I'm good to go. Now, as for preparing for 1.8, stockpiling on exotic caches, I really should be doing that, but I'm not. I am not going to pre-farm for patch 1.8, just simply because I like the sets that I've got, and I can pretty easily go ahead and swap over my frontline armor set to a stamina roll. Right now it's on electronics roll with a little bit of firearms, but it won't be much to go ahead and re-roll that. And if I can get the classified pieces for it, lovely. If I can't, then I know my stuff still works. The game really didn't get harder, it just got new numbers for the gear scores. You don't have to re-roll or find new gear. I mean, you look, right now my gear score is 283. It's probably because I'm running a low gear score pistol. Yeah, 262. I mean, I could care less about that. 286 on that. So I could do this and, oh, I'm 286. Whatever. You know, this is, you know, gear score 273. This is 285. You know, I could improve it a little bit, but just because we have 1.8 now, all my 256 gear automatically improved upon itself. If you had 256 gear, then it's still good gear. So, like this was a 256. It's now a 280. The game automatically adjusted the gear scores just so we have higher numbers and higher values. I guess 269. I mean, you look at some of the stuff. I haven't seen any 256 gear score items, and everything in here was 256 gear score at one point prior to 1.8. So you see, all of it's going to self-adjust. You don't have to worry about all that. Yes, I have a lot of classified gear pieces in there. So what I'm probably am going to do is, since I've already covered as much as I could possibly cover on PTS-1 for patch 1.8, really not a whole lot more I can show until the PTS-2 comes out, which is going to be, you know, 3, 4, 5 days. We don't have an exact date on it just yet, but we were told on the State of the Game that it will be next week. So cover a few more small things, and then we'll just call it quits on this video for right now. And what I'll do is I will see if there's anything else on the PTS that I need to cover. If so, I'll make a short video on it. If not, then I'm probably going to head back over to either to the live server, or I might even play something else. Who knows? So, with global event coming on Tuesday, October the 3rd. Have a small goal that I would like to reach. Very small, very simple, very easy to do. I would like to hit the 100 subscriber mark by October 3rd. And it's only a couple days away, but I only need a couple more subscribers. If you watched any of my other videos in the last couple days, you've probably already heard me mention it. My birthday is October 3rd, so yes, I'll be ancient. I'll be old as dust. So anyway, let that be my birthday present, unless you want to actually hit up my Patreon page or PayPal or, you know, that kind of stuff. Or if you wish to, you know, send me presents, you know, I won't turn that down, because, you know, I do need another monitor. And yeah, because my ancient 12-year-old 22-inch monitor finally kicked out, thanks to Irma, bitch. So yeah, I mean, if you so desire, you can hit my Patreon page, throw a few bucks on there, or you can actually hit the PayPal link, go to that, and drop a little thank you in there. But I definitely want to get the 100 subscriber mark at minimum as a birthday present. I mean, come on, take your butt at it to come check it out and hit the subscribe button. Share it with friends. Put a link on your Facebook page, your MySpace page, your Twitter, Twatter, whatever the hell those other things are. I don't use social media. I'm old. I mean, I'm just set in my ways. I'm not into it. I've gotten more viruses from frickin' Facebook than porn. You know? Oh God, he said porn. Oh noes. He plays video games and he watches porn? He has no life whatsoever. Of course I don't. Your point? Anyway, so yeah, we will leave the video at that. And as usual in my videos, I will close out with saying, make sure you hit that like button, give me a thumbs up please, and go ahead and leave a comment, and hopefully a good comment, but just leave me a comment on what you think about PTS-1, what you're looking forward to of the features that are coming in PTS-2. If you have any ideas of what's going to be the reward system from the global event coming up on the 3rd. But definitely, if you have not already hit the subscribe button, please hit subscribe. And another thing also, and I hate to even have to suggest this, but turn off your ad blocker. You know you're running it. Cheap bastard. Just because you don't want to watch a video, you want to watch a video, but you don't want to watch an advertisement. Those advertisements are what actually pays YouTubers. So if you're blocking them, then you're just watching the video for free. And people are taking time out of their lives to create videos to entertain you, and you're not having to pay 1 red cent. All you have to do is watch an advertisement. Hit the mute button. You don't have to listen to the damn thing. Just turn off your ad blocker whenever you're watching videos on YouTube. It's a courtesy thing. So I do thank you for watching, and we'll see you soon.